This episode is brought to you by the Fish Sauce RPG. Unleash the power of precision. Our RPG, rod positioning gadget, is the ultimate tool for adjusting Scotty or Phoebe rod holders.
No more struggles or worn-out tools, just smooth, easy adjustments. Elevate your fishing game and shop the RPG now.
www.fishsauce.com.
Puppy dog wants to be in it. The puppy dog. Welcome back, everybody. We're back for another episode of the Wet Net Podcast. Believe it or not, Adam decided to go through with the sex change surgery, so he's a woman now. So next time you see him, give him a swift kick to the nuts because they're not there. I'm sitting here tonight with Nick Taylor, Full Tilt Outdoors. How you doing, man? Loving on my dog.
Oh yeah, no, she's a perfect little puppy dog.
Oh yeah, she's a big old lover. So tonight we're just gonna hang back and bullshit a little bit, keep it pretty low back. Maybe talk some Kokanee stuff, maybe talk some Springer stuff, and just see where it goes. So. First things first, Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and kind of a little backstory?
So my backstory, first off, I'm Nick Taylor with Full Tilt Outdoors. I started deckhanding when I was 14 years old with a bunch of the very, very well-known guides out there. Mm-hmm. Joined the Army at 20. And then saw what fishing could do for veterans with bringing them back down to earth when they're all high strung. Mm-hmm. I've gotten over 1,000 veterans out fishing for free. Yeah.
How long were you in the Army?
I was only in for 2 years. I got out on a medical discharge.
Okay. Gotcha.
Snapped my knee training up for a specialty school.
Oh, shit.
And that was not fun.
Yeah.
Still dealing with the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
After that, seeing that I've got a boat, I've got to pay for everything out of my own pocket. May as well start a guide service.
Yeah,
Here we are.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So what was that transition like going from taking veterans basically for free to guiding? Was that kind of a weird feel? Did you almost feel guilty, or was it just kind of doing what you got to do?
Yes and no, if that makes sense.
Right.
So when I would take a veteran out fishing, I would keep the vet trips away from the guide trips, because it's not fair to anybody if one person has to pay and the other people don't. But from the time I was 14, I knew this is what I wanted to do for my whole life. Mm-hmm. Going fishing with Don Kinsey back when I was 8 years old, catching my first salmon and steelhead the same day.
I almost ran my boat into Don Kinsey.
Yeah. Yep. No, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I was launching there at BV's and put the boat in the water, and that current was ripping and damn near pushed me into the pole. So I hammered into reverse, and dude, I couldn't have been more than inches from anchoring his fucking motor. But shit happens. I looked at him, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Don." He's like, "Oh, it is what it is."
Yep. No, that's Don. And then getting out and then seeing the courtesy of all the other very well-known guides around here.
Right.
Just jumping into it.
Yeah.
And, it's all she wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what was kind of your bread and butter getting started? Because obviously there's a big learning curve that goes into guiding. Like everybody has their own little thing, like some guys are real good at anchor fishing. Some guys are real good at trolling. Some guys are kokanee guys. Some guys are steelhead guys. From what I've seen on Facebook, it looks like you kind of do it all. So what was your bread and butter?
My bread and butter is kokanee.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I have more fun kokanee fishing than I do catching a 40-pound chinook.
Gotcha.
I mean, any day of the week you can go up there, watch your rods fold over, and it's fun.
Yeah. Fun
for all ages. Little kids get in on it. They're happy.
Mm-hmm.
They get addicted to fishing.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some of the things you do, taking some special needs kids out.
Yep.
A couple of them. That's cool as shit.
No, those kids are awesome.
Yeah.
They started kokanee fishing with me. They said that they wanted to catch something bigger. We went salmon fishing. They said, "Nope, this isn't big enough."
Yeah.
So then we went sturgeon fishing, and now I got to find something better.
Oh.
Those kids are hooked.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, that's awesome.
The smiles on kids' faces when you're actually getting them in on fish.
Yeah.
And then they go, we can do something a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had my kids fishing since my son had just turned 1 and my daughter was 3, and just took them kokanee fishing for the first time a couple months ago, and they were all about it, dude. They're trying to reel the rods from the rod holders and shit. Like they ate that shit up.
Yep. No, I can't wait until my 3-month-old can actually reel in a fish.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
Little boy or little girl?
Little boy.
Congratulations, man.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. What'd you name him?
William.
William? That's awesome.
It's kind of funny because my boat's a 25-foot Willie.
Oh,
So
there you
he's
go.
a 3-month-old with his own boat.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's badass. You spell it the same?
No.
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 Oh,
I
gotcha.
spelled it a little bit different.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess since we're talking kokanee, why don't you take a minute to teach me, because I'm fucking green, walk me through just a basic kokanee setup for Lake Merwin in the fall. Wintertime, fall time.
So
And if you need, I have a kokanee rod over there. to help.
I'm already tying your springer leaders. Hold on here. So, are you running downriggers?
No, I don't have downriggers on my boat.
Perfect. Neither do I.
Perfect.
So, what I typically do is I run anywhere between a 7.5 foot rod. The Edge KDR 760 is a great rod for everything, but I've been running the 711 1-1
Okay.
Mag Pro. And then I run my 9-foot 2 up on the bow, or it's a 9-footer.
Yeah.
So it's also a Mag Pro. It's a 1 power.
Okay.
You can run lead lines with it. You can flatline with it. So I run high vis line. I don't run braid.
Okay. Gotcha.
So high vis line, and then I tie a uni knot to about a 20-foot section of fluorocarbon.
Okay.
And then that'll go to a swivel.
What do you do for, like, do you do like 6 pound for the full
no.
or what do you do?
15.
Okay. Gotcha.
15 pound. You want that stiffness in there to be able to swing that dodder around.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I go from a swivel to a bumper of between 12 and 15. It don't really matter. That swivel's there to stop my leads when I clip on a lead line.
Right.
So from there, I run an Arrow Flash Dodger, and then I run anything from Deadly Venom tackle. So the Tasmania cut plugs, I don't know what their new product is, or anything from Mountain View tackle. They make a lot of spinners, and the spinners are very, very effective up there.
Okay.
And I run anywhere between a 12 and an 8-inch leader.
Gotcha.
That's
so pretty
it.
short.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I mean, right there. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I measure all my stuff, and I go to the top of the leader, or the top of the lure, and then 1 piece of corn per.
Okay. Gotcha. I've seen 1 piece of corn per hook.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah. Do you said Arrow Flash, do you do much with Brad's Dodgers or anything like that? Or are you just kind of an Arrow Flash guy?
I just like how the Arrow Flash fishes.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just like short bus pro troll.
Right.
You know, there's multiple other ones, but there's a time and a place for everything. But my main go-to is a copper or brass Arrow Flash.
Gotcha.
Yep.
You don't need to give away any secrets or anything. Do you do anything super crazy with your corn, or you run it straight out the can?
Kokanee is no secret.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I run just that white shoe peg corn, take all the juice out of it, and then I'll take Slam and Sam's tuna garlic, dump that in there. That's it.
Gotcha. Do you do any color, any
Nope.
of the corn cure stuff?
Nope.
Gotcha. Nice and simple.
Yep.
When I went a little bit ago, the first time I ever went, I got super into it and just super like weird. I was dumped a little shrimp juice in there to try to turn it pink a little bit. And I was adding scents, and I don't think they cared. You know, I mean, we only killed 5 fish, but it was, you know, right when we had that big snow and ice storm.
Yep.
And it was.
You towed your boat up there for that?
It was right before that.
Okay.
It was like the day or two before that.
I was gonna say, man, you're crazy.
Yeah, no, my walls aren't that big. If I was going to do anything, I probably would have been steelhead fishing.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty new to that too, but I'm a whore for big fish. The little fish kind of piss me off. But
yeah, well, when you hook about 140 fish to get your 60, it pisses you off.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think we probably hooked into 20 something fish just to kill 5.
Yep.
You know, and
if you're doing 50%, you're doing a really good job.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to retie my own gear, you ever hear the acronym KISS? Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Eagle Claw makes the best offset hook I've ever seen for kokanee.
Okay.
Size 2 or size 4 or 6, whatever you want to run. And then just let her eat.
Gotcha.
You know, when they're flopping around up top, stop reeling.
Right.
Let it do it. Let that little kokanee wear itself out, and then just reel it in.
Yeah. Do you adjust your lures, or do you change your lures kind of based on the time of the year? Because I've heard the theory that kind of like the bigger baits like KCPs or anything like that can be finicky in the wintertime. I've heard small spinning glows are the way to go in the wintertime, but I'm brand new to this. I don't know.
I mean, I can pretty much take one of those Tasmania cut plugs by Deadly Venom, go up there year round and be just fine.
Gotcha.
The cool thing about those is they work for coho too.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I might end up buying you out of those.
Oh yeah, no, they're pretty awesome. They come in 2-packs. You can get them over at the Edge Pro Shop.
Gotcha. Super cool. Yeah, I love going to the Edge Pro Shop. Those guys, it's dangerous because they're so close to where I work.
Dude,
it's nothing for me to stop in there.
You can only stop in there about twice a month if you get paid.
Yeah.
paid like bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna go in there and go bankrupt.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Rods,
they keep it
reels,
stocked.
rods, reels, anything for salmon, steelhead, kokanee,
Yeah.
anything based up here in the Pacific Northwest region, it's game over.
Yeah, it's pretty darn rare that I go in there and don't find what I need, which is funny because I live like right down the street from Bob's.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I love Bob's still, but it's nice being able to jump right across the street from work and grab what I need.
Yep.
And it's dangerous.
I mean, I keep my boat up here, right down the road from you.
Mhm.
I mean, it's dangerous for me to go into Bob's.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So kind of the first introduction that I had with you was anchor fishing next to you, and we're not going to say where. Anchor fishing next to you, and you smoked my ass, and I got to say I was pretty darn impressed. Where was I going with that? Basically, you had said that kokanee was your bread and butter.
Yep.
It seems like you didn't struggle too hard with the anchor fishing either.
Nope.
I guess kind of learning from the best helps with that.
Oh yeah.
No,
my hat goes off to the guys that actually taught me when I was a kid.
right.
And then
right.
I took what they gave me and then I ran with it.
Yeah.
And turned it into my own program.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously you're still learning every day, as fisheries change and evolve and tactics change and evolve. What was kind of the toughest for you to learn? Was winter steelhead pretty tough, or was that pretty easy?
Winter steelhead is just rough in general. You're dealing with the elements, dealing with, you name it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Reels are going to fall apart on you because of the cold freezing up on you.
Well, and then you got guys that don't casting.
I don't even want to talk about that. Don't even want to talk about that. That's when the back trolling rods come out.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, man, the thing that I'm the worst at was probably 360s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, and then I kind of took some time, dialed that in by myself before I started running trips at it.
Mm.
And then springer fishing. Everybody, if you're a good springer fisherman, that's my hat's off to you.
Yeah.
Trolling herring, you can get so technical with it. You can get so off track with what they want.
Right.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, absolutely. I know even myself, and I'm not a guide, even myself, I'm super particular when down to the smallest little details. I go into the store to buy a pack of herring. I'm not going to buy a pack that's missing a bunch of scales, kind of looks shitty, like just the smallest minute details down to how I thaw my herring. I always puncture the package to make sure it's not drawing the blood out when it's thawing, and some guys don't pay attention to the little details like that.
And that's what will set you apart in the long run in any fishery. I mean, it's the attention to detail of, oh, hey, how long's my bumper?
Mm-hmm.
What color beads am I running?
Right.
Because believe it or not, that little bead will make a difference on your bites.
Right.
Now back to springer fishing. Let's say you're running a 24-inch bumper, and then you go a little bit longer, and you're running a 28 to 30-inch bumper.
Right.
That one starts getting bit more, and you aren't prepared enough to have that be just snapped on and go.
Right.
Well,
then you're wasting time trying to either get it tied up or you're just, with triangle flashers, I haven't personally noticed a big difference in bumper length. What's kind of your theory behind that? Because I know 360s, it makes a world of difference with the action and everything.
And it just depends on what kind of flasher you're rolling.
Right.
Later in the spring up at Wind River, Drano, you'll be running 360s.
Mm.
Down here in the Lower River, triangles, and I just run a 24-inch.
Gotcha. I run like probably 12, maybe 16-inch bumpers. But I do that because a lot of the guys that I fish with, a lot of the new guys, I don't want them snapping my rod trying to get, you know,
Oh, 100%.
You got a 6 foot leader and a fucking 3 foot bumper, you know.
You're telling me. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But then I also kind of run into the issue too, because I'm really particular about my dropper length too. Yep. I don't want my dropper length to be any longer than my bumper. So I'll go like a 12-inch bumper and I'll run like a 8-inch dropper.
Yep.
And that way I know I tap bottom, I come up a crank or two. Yep. With that shorter dropper, I'm still going to be closer to the strike zone. You know
yes,
what I mean?
You are. Yep.
And so at that point, it's just making sure that my shit's fishing, you know, making sure that my herring's spinning right and trolling slow enough and my herring is still spinning at that slower troll. I struggled with that for a long time. And I think this last year, I kind of just finally figured out what worked for me. Yep. And I've had some guys in the boat and I show them how I spin a herring and they're like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
But it works.
Yeah, it works.
That's exactly what I tell everybody. I've never seen it done that way.
Yeah.
But it works.
Right. But, shit. So, Springer fishing.
Oh, I guess Springer fishing.
So you seen the run forecast that they come out compared to last year. How do you think this year's going to play out? In terms of, we have a lot warmer water this year.
Yep.
I think that it's going to be a bloodbath, and I'm going to be surprised if we get our full season. Personally,
I hope we do.
So do I,
but I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
My game plan is fish steelhead all the way until March 20th. Mm-hmm. March 20th is my first Springer trip of the year, and then go from there. Mm-hmm. Then after that, I'll be in the tributaries chasing Springers.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I've never done. I'm not a big tributary guy in general. I've never done tributary Chinook. Usually I just start chasing the fish upriver, which gets expensive.
Exactly why I got a pump on my boat.
Yeah. I had one when I bought this boat, and that's the first thing I did was took the pump off and I sold it.
Yep.
And then I started doing a little bit of winter steelhead fishing this year, and I was like, well, boy, I wish I had that pump right about now.
No, 100%. I mean, I've also got a drift boat. So.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't guide out of that. I only do buddies trips out of it for now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
you still learning how to row, or is that no?
No, that's just fun fishing.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin that.
No, not at all. I mean, when you hear that motor running all day, it's just annoying. Mm-hmm. And then you get into it and you're putting your buddies on fish. It's like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And it just steps you back a little bit.
Yeah. And that totally makes sense. You know, you take something that you grew up loving and then you turn it into work. There's bound to be some, I guess I would say, lack of enjoyment. I mean, obviously most people are going to kind of enjoy what they do, and I'm sure you do, but I'm sure there's some days that you're like, fuck this.
I will have 10 of the best customers in a row, 10 of the best days. Mm-hmm. And then I've got one day where it's like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I take buddies out and it's like, okay, this is why I want to do it.
Yeah.
Or I'll run a veteran trip, or I'll do something for the police department, fire department, EMS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something rewarding.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or special needs kids trips, and that is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you say you've taken over 1,000 veterans fishing, were you doing that for any organization, or was that just kind of?
So I started out with the Fallen Outdoors when I was in the Army. I got my boat in 2019, picked it up, went on leave, got married, ran one trip. We were side drifting for winter steelhead when it was way too early.
Yeah.
Didn't even hook a fish. I was like, okay, this is something I could get behind.
Right.
And then had about 6 months before I had to start working, because I was still on terminal leave. And then from there it was, okay, well, now I'm getting paid by the Army. Mm-hmm. Well, okay. You know, I got a pretty good severance. Well, I'll run my boat for a while before I start working. Mm-hmm. So it was an everyday thing.
Right.
Like every day, 6 vets out on the boat. People were calling me in for illegally guiding.
Oh, no.
But it was pretty fun.
Oh, no.
I mean, I ran one trip where I lifted up my seat box, threw $50 in, closed it. I cleaned out the boat. I go, this ain't right.
Yeah.
Picked it up, drove up to Tacoma and handed it to him. And I said, don't ever leave money in my boat again.
Yeah.
Let's go fishing next week.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
So the Fallen Outdoors, how long were you with them, or are you still with them?
You know, I'm with any veteran organization that gets behind getting veterans out on the water. Mm-hmm. So I'm technically with Salmon for Soldiers. Mm-hmm. That is my go-to. You know, I not strictly work with them, but I mainly prioritize their trips. Mm-hmm. And then vet to vet center out of Oregon, the Fallen Outdoors, you name it, I'll run trips for them.
Gotcha. That's really cool. When you're running these veteran trips, do you find that you enjoy it a little bit more because you can kind of talk to them a little bit different, or is it just kind of like, obviously you want to be respectful and you don't want to be a dickhead, but I feel like there's a certain level of like you can kind of talk to these guys a little bit different than a civilian, you know?
I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
I treat every trip out on my boat just like a guide trip.
Right.
Once that boat hits the water, it's work.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stay working until that boat's clean and put away.
Mm.
I mean, there's some trips where you don't drop the F-bomb
mm-hmm.
with veterans or without.
Mm-hmm.
There's other days where you're talking about stupid stuff all day.
Yeah.
Talking about good memories
yeah.
and just letting the good times roll.
Yeah.
But it's an everyday thing.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're a veteran or not, they're going to get treated the same exact way. And I find it more rewarding with kids trips, in all honesty.
Right.
Teaching a kid that, life may be tough, but guess what? You're a human being. You're going to get treated like a human being no matter what. And then to watch them reel on a 6-foot sturgeon, mm-hmm. that's 10 times cooler than watching anybody else reel on a 6-foot sturgeon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like Todd and I had the conversation last week. Even just getting kids out on the boat, it teaches them a sense of facing adversity,
Yep.
dumb shit. Like you lose a fish to a 5-year-old, that could crush him.
Yep.
Like that's adversity right
100%.
there. And you teach them like, hey, we're going to get this shit back in the water and we're going to try it again.
Yep.
And that's kind of my mentality with trying to get my kids out as young as I have is like, teaching them from a young age how to face adversity that's not going to crush them.
Right.
And like that way, once the problems in life get bigger, they can say, hey, you know what? I've felt this before.
Yep.
I know how to deal with it.
It's not about what just happened. It's how we're going to overcome it.
Right.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, absolutely. That's cool as shit. With kokanee fishing and stuff,
we set the hook as hard as we can every single time a rod goes down, all right?
Right. Absolutely.
Don't do that.
So when you're looking at a body of water, we're just going to use Merwin as an example because everybody fishes Merwin. My biggest thing being brand new to it is I don't even know where to start. How do you break down the lake into like sections and kind of try to decide like where?
I'm going to give you how I do it.
Yeah.
So I start trolling right out by those white buoys,
mm-hmm.
and I go straight.
Gotcha.
Then I look right, and then I look left, and I go, boats are down there. Going down there.
Yeah.
And then, you work with a couple of people and give you some good reports. Oh, they're down by the dam. Okay, well, I'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I guess my biggest issue that I've run into with trying to do kokanee so far is the wind and the weather, because I got the top of my boat right now and trying to decide what my boat can handle comfortably. I should say effectively wind-wise, because I know it gets fucking ripping up there. What's kind of your cutoff? Like, I ain't even gonna fucking try.
You go up there and there's some spots where you can get away from the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go out, you hang a right, there's that waterfall. There's a little cutout. If you got a rip in, what would that be, an east wind or west wind?
Mm-hmm.
You can get out of the wind right there. Down by Buncombe Hollow, you can get out of it. But typically if it's anywhere above 4 or 5 miles an hour, or 5 to 8 is where I'm kind of really watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything more than that, it's a no-go.
Is that for the gust or is that for sustain?
For sustain.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep. Gusts, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, but not really.
Yeah. That's the thing that sucks about having that top on is I want to have it on for the kids to stay comfortable, but it makes it a bitch to troll.
All you do is troll into the wind.
Right.
Don't troll away from it because then you'll be trolling way too fast.
Yeah.
And then, just watch it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, go steelhead fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. You hit some spots on the way back.
Just dump it in the Columbia.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. Are you kind of is it like a 1.3, 1.4 mile an hour? What do you try to get? Or do you just kind of let the shit go?
I let it go.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't have to watch it, but I do watch my speed and I find the consistent route.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm getting bid at 1.1, 1.2, and then I'm not getting bid at 1.3, okay, I'm going to go back down to 1.1, 1.2.
Mm.
Now, let's say I'm getting bid at 1.4, 1.6. It's like, oh, these fish want it really fast today.
Right.
So you just watch it and figure out what they want,
Mm-hmm.
and you change your stuff depending on if you're getting bit or not.
Right.
And then that goes into lengthening leaders and all that.
Right. Right. Are you the kind of guy that starts changing lengths and leaders and bumpers and stuff before you start going like colors and lures?
No,
No.
I just have 4 or 5 rolls of pool noodles with different leaders tied up, different lures on them. Snap on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call it a day.
I always find myself questioning my bumpers and leader lengths before I start thinking, oh shit, I'm running a spinner. Maybe I ought to be running a super bait. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
I think I look really hard at the action and stuff compared to colors. I think colors are important, but
Yep.
I definitely think they're kind of overrated sometimes, you know.
100%. But pinks, purples,
Mhm.
and oranges have been my go-to at Merwin.
Mhm.
Merwin and Yale.
Right.
And then fishing the Wallowa Lake Derby down in Joseph, Oregon.
Mhm.
That solidified my Kokanee experience up here because took what we do up here and brought it down there and placed fourth. Never fished in that lake before.
Yeah.
We were super happy.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yep.
How far of a drive is that over there? It's
That was 9 hours.
9 hours. Jeez.
9 hours up and over a pass. I towed my boat with a half-ton pickup. That wasn't fun.
No.
Not doing that again. Not doing that again.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, I towed my boat with a half-ton pickup too, but mine's 18 foot, not
Yep.
25 or 26 or whatever. You know, and mine
Yep.
don't even like my boat.
Yep.
But
No.
I take that thing over to Wind River and Drano, and going up over 14, that truck screaming at me.
Yeah, 14 doesn't have anything
Yeah.
on those passes.
No,
over
I
there.
guarantee it doesn't.
Yeah. No, going up by Pendleton, it was stupid.
Mhm.
Just
up there, Cabbage Hill.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun one.
No, it wasn't. I was pucker mode to the max.
What time of year was that?
That was summertime.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just an underrated pickup for towing my boat over there, but holy crap.
Right.
That drive going up those passes, and then I thought, oh, I've got to come down this.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of curiosity, did you have like a welcome to guiding moment? Like you're out running a trip, and obviously don't throw names, don't make people feel bad. But did you have one specific moment that comes to your mind where you're like, oh shit, you know, this isn't quite what I thought it was. You know, if somebody does something stupid, you do something stupid. You know,
I mean, that's an everyday thing.
yeah,
No, I had it when I was doing the TFO stuff.
yeah,
One of my first trips, I was back trolling quick fish. I was running Akuma SSTs. That's what I could afford at the time.
Right.
Dude, I go, hey man, go ahead and put that rod in the rod holder. He goes, oh, I know what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So he puts it in the rod holder, picks it up. Then he goes, I need to give myself my dose of medicine. Hey man, just make sure that rod's put in that rod holder, and then that way I'm not worried about losing gear.
Yeah.
Turn backwards and I'm back trolling. All of a sudden you hear a
oh no,
down the gunnel of the boat, and I look over and the rod's gone. And he goes, that sucks.
oh no,
So we start side drifting for it because I have my plug rods and I just throw on some lead and hooks.
Yeah.
The guy looks at the rod and he goes, this thing's a piece of crap. Throws it in the river.
oh jeez,
And I look at him and I go, what are you doing?
no,
He goes, I'm not fishing with that crap.
oh jeez,
Driving back down to the boat ramp, drop him off.
yeah,
At the boat ramp, he looks at me dead square in the eyes and goes, I got an edge rod I'll sell you for $300. I mean, it's kind of a roundabout story because now I am an ambassador for Edge.
yeah,
So,
that's funny.
yeah, that was my welcome to, do I really want to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. So now you're affiliated with Edge. Tell me a little bit about how that came to be, like relationships with people, and like how did that process kind of get rolling?
You know, I believe strongly in USA made
Mhm.
or USA made products, and Edge Rods has always treated me well.
Mhm.
When I was with other companies, they would welcome me into the pro shop with open arms. Alex would reach out and give me a hug every single time I walked into the pro shop. So it kind of came about of one thing wasn't working with a different company. So I went, well, I need a new rod company.
Mhm.
Started putting the feelers out there. Alex goes, no, you're coming over here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's awesome.
And then everybody in that pro shop, Mike Horn,
Mhm.
he's just one of my closest friends.
Mhm.
He's like, yeah, no, we'll take care of you. And I mean, hands down, the best customer service I've ever dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which all the horror stories you see online, you know.
You got to take those with a grain of salt because you never know. You're always only getting one side of the story.
I've had a broken edge rod, and then I had it back in a week when I had my boat broken into. You know, all my rods got stolen.
Yeah.
And then my hover rods got jacked, and I was running an Edge 764 out the back of the boat for my rod. They took care of me.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just hats off. I'm going with these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's really cool. Yeah, I've been nothing but pleased with them. If I had a little bit, I shouldn't say that. I have money coming in.
Yep.
I like to put it other places. I buy my SSTs and I just roll with it.
I get it.
But
those aren't SSTs.
I'm sorry.
Those are Guide Select Classics.
Yes, Guide Select Classics.
Yeah, those are fancier than SSTs.
Yeah,
They're still imported though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like my Okumas.
Yep.
But
no, I'm a Daiwa guy.
Yeah, you know, I've tried the Daiwas. I don't know if it's because I've run the Okumas for so. I don't like how they feel in my hand. I just think they feel skinny and weird. You know.
So I don't run the Lexus.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So when I'm trolling, I'm running the Saltus 20 LHs, which is like the conventional style cold water.
Mm-hmm.
Best trolling reel I have ever used.
Really?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Customers can reel in Wiley Coho with them. Fish come screaming at the boat. They're just reeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love my low pro SSs. I have too many of them.
I run the Lexa 300s for act trolling, hover fishing, and all that good stuff. But out in the main stem, it's going to be those Saltists.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Cool.
A little bit more user friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit. So I'm trying to think of something to talk about.
Well, springer fishing, kokanee fishing. You got summer steelhead, catch and release sturgeon. You've got.
Try not to talk too much about summer steelhead. I don't like to. Ooh, Abby, place. Dummy. I try not to talk too much about summer steelhead. It's kind of a.
Why is that?
Kind of a shh. You know,
summer steel. It's fun.
I got people with knives at my throat.
No river names, dude.
No. It's the Columbia River, and that's all people need to know.
Exactly. Take your millennial bait out there and just go at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know, you got catch and release sturgeon coming up. You got, hopefully they give us a June fishery for Chinook.
Yeah.
That'd be super nice because then I'll go back down to that one area where you saw me quick fishing.
Yeah. Do you do catch and release sturgeon trips too, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You do those on the Willamette or the Columbia?
No, I do a main stem Columbia.
Main stem?
I'm only a Washington State guide.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you don't do any like the Multnomah Channel in spring or anything like that?
Don't go down to buoy 10.
Gotcha.
Not worth my time.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that a bit last year, and I don't think I'll be doing it again this year.
I've got a 3-month-old at home.
Yeah.
I'd rather stay at home with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think I would much rather spend my time upriver this year rather than go down to buoy 10.
No, go back down to buoy 10, please.
Stay the fuck away.
Yep. No, man. I mean, shoot back trolling plugs for spring Chinook. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Where do you back troll plugs at?
Don't worry about that. No river names. I just said that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, that'll be in the tributaries.
Yeah.
I mean, taking what I learned from a couple of my buddies and just really dialing it in.
Right.
So when we were down there at that one location where you saw me, I bought one of my good buddies sets of plugs. And he was one of the best plug fishermen around. His name's Paul. And he taught me anything from how to tune them, how to fish them properly, what size you're looking for, and what water clarity. And I ran with it.
Right.
So now I do that in the tributaries, and it sets me apart from anybody else. So rolling plugs is going to be fun this year.
Yeah. That's cool as shit.
Yep.
You don't want to give me a little crash course on the plugs, do you? I got quick fish up there.
I mean, I can once the camera's off.
Yeah. Don't want to say too much.
Nope.
I get it.
There's more than one way to tune a plug,
and
it's not just the front eye.
Yeah, gotcha. You know, I've tried doing the Siwash hooks and stuff. I've learned it's better for me to just run them out of the package because once I start fucking with shit, it doesn't go well.
Yep.
I start messing with too many variables and it doesn't go well.
No, I mean the Brad's killer fish; those are really good out of the package.
Yeah.
So that's the one tip I'll give.
Yeah.
But old USA made quicks. You pay for a premium price, but holy crap, you can't find nothing like them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was over at my buddy's place yesterday, and he got 3 given to him for free, and
That's
they
it.
were like fucking primo.
Oh, yeah.
And
No, those will fish.
I was like, you lucky bastard.
Those dogs will hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
was
she perked up at that.
just thinking about trying to think about how many of those I could stuff in my pockets without hooking myself.
I think it's like 16 if you got one of these.
Yeah, I got one of these. I don't even have pockets on it.
Oh, that's when you take them and you put them underneath, just like these microphones, but on the inside.
Yep.
You just hook them through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
Those USA plugs are something else.
Yeah.
But the Brad's Killer Fish are close second.
Yeah, gotcha. So yeah, I didn't realize that you were a Washington only guide. So obviously, don't go giving away any secrets. Spring Chinook, do you kind of focus your time down lower, or do you kind of stay local to the Woodland area?
So this year I'm going to travel a little bit.
Mm.
I'll be going up to Wind River.
Mm.
I'll be doing. You won't see me at Drano.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Not doing it.
Why not?
Not doing it.
I've seen Jared Higginbotham out there with his fucking colossal boat.
He can
Have it. He's a big old party.
He can have it.
It's fun. It's fun as shit to watch him.
Oh
you know?
yeah. No, I just don't. I don't like crowds.
Yeah.
Just never have, never will.
Yeah.
I mean, whether that's just being in public, I don't like big crowds. I'm happier on the little rivers.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, fuck, you hanging out the mouth of the Cowlitz in the fall. You know, that's in my opinion, that's worse than Drano.
Not as far of a drive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about a 10-minute boat ride.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I spent a decent amount of time at Drano, and I would rather do Drano than the mouth of the Cowlitz any day of the week.
Why is that?
There's more direction. There's more structure, I guess. You have one direction you can go.
I'm going to give you a big tip.
Yeah.
So on the front of your boat, you have an anchor nest, right?
Right.
Put the biggest anchor you can right up there.
Yeah.
No one will mess with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I got one of those 26-pound fish fighter anchors online.
There you go. Keep it up there.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to hit something, it's going to hit your anchor.
Right.
Don't go hitting people intentionally. But, it's definitely I'm going to stay away from that guy. He's got his anchor out right there. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, and then later in the day, there does come in the direction of it. But early in the morning, man, holy crap, just stay outside a little bit.
Yeah. 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 I started following, I got a buddy who got live scope in his boat last year, and I just kind of started following him around. I'm like, hey, you know what? He's roping on fish. I'm just going to hang out right where he's at.
Can I make that eye roll even more obvious?
Yeah. You're not a live scope believer?
No.
Yeah.
More stuff to break, more money to spend.
Yeah. I love spending money.
I mean, granted, I am getting live scope. No, live scope and a bow mount come soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to decide what I want to do first between live scope and a bow mount. And I think I'm going to go live scope first because it's cheaper.
Dude, it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper.
And I can run the live scope off the batteries I have now. I don't have to do the bow mount and the batteries.
Yep. No, 100%.
No.
It's going to go, I think I'll get my bow mount before next fall.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, mine pisses me off because my boat, I'm fat as shit. And so my boat sits ass heavy. And when that wind
Extra
kicks
long
up,
shaft.
Yeah, when that wind kicks up, it pushes my bow around like I have a top on my boat.
Yeah.
Even when I take the top off,
So throw a seesock over the front.
I've done that.
Does it work?
Not as much as I want it to.
Throw 2 seasocks over.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm definitely eventually I'll be getting the bow mount on the bow.
Yeah, that'll definitely help with the wind direction and kicking the boat all over the place.
Yeah. You see guys using those in Drano too, and I think that looks slick as shit.
I watched two individuals use their bow mounts sturgeon fishing.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I was jealous.
Yeah.
Click deploy. Hold you right there. Oh, these fish are off to the right, just a hair. Go to the right.
Yeah. Yeah. Never have to
And
throw
then
an anchor again.
Then there's me re-anchoring 4 or 5 times going, I hate my life because my anchor's 55 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not fun.
Yeah, my little 26-pound anchor ain't shit.
No. No.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I seen a guy doing the bow mount deal on anchor,
Yep.
and I was like, that's just fucking sick.
Yep.
But
No, I didn't know if I could trust it at first, and then watching Cameron and then Blair.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm done with the anchor stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now plug fishing, I will have my anchor out.
I'm dying here.
I wanted to make a comment so bad.
Shit. Yeah, I don't even know. So did we already talked about, you said you're going to travel a little bit this year. So you don't really ever do the downriver stuff though. You're going to be traveling upriver.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much, but I like going downriver too.
Yep.
But
if I could, I would.
Yeah.
I can't guide salmon below that Longview Bridge.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
That's so fucking weird.
It's stupid. I don't want to pay $2,700 to Oregon for their license for a guide.
Yeah.
When Arizona only has to pay $300.
Yeah. Jeez, that's insane.
Yep.
So, well, I guess we could start kind of getting towards wrapping it up here. Why don't you take a second and kind of plug yourself, tell people where they can find you.
On the water.
On the water. The Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, yeah. So I've got Facebook, Full Tilt Outdoors. It's the one with the eagle head, not the guys from over in the Midwest. Instagram's Full Tilt Outdoors LLC. My personal Facebook's Nick Taylor. And then my phone number is 360-562-7304.
Cool.
Just shoot me a text. Don't call me. I've got a little one at home. Don't want to wake him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
You still got some Springer availability? You still running Kokanee trips?
I've got a couple of days open for Springers, and then it's going to be tributary.
Yeah.
Springer trips.
Yeah.
And then if somebody wants to go do Kokanee, let's go do it.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, cool shit, man. I appreciate you coming on and dealing with my little shit show I got here. Just trying
it's a pretty cool setup.
Yeah, just trying to get my feet wet doing this, and so it's going to get better with time. But
well, we should probably schedule one of these so that we're doing a catch and release sturgeon trip or shit, even an anchor Springer podcast if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do something cool.
Heck
so
yeah, dude.
Cool, man. I appreciate you coming on. You guys have yourselves a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.